Do you want to know how to generate multiple logo sketches in a short space of time? Well, keep it locked to hear my process, which may help towards your logo creations. Hey guys, it's Philly here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you missed my last video, I spoke about my career change of becoming a graphic designer. So if you missed that, make sure to check that out after this video. I want to say a big thanks to everyone's feedback on my last video. I really appreciate that, so big ups to you guys. Right, so this is just a little video showing my process of how I sketch and generate multiple logo ideas. I know it can be quite difficult sometimes to come up with different and unique ideas, so hopefully this process would be helpful for you and towards your logo creations. So as designers, we go through a lengthy process of doing a ton of research and understanding the project at hand before we start making anything. So we're going to skip all that and we're just going to go straight into making in this video. But once we've kind of understood the project at hand and we've done all the research, we know what the client wants, we can then dive into some inspiration. So let's get some books out and have a look and see what we can find. So why is it good to generate lots of ideas? Well, the client needs to see a variation of different logos which will be right for their company or business. As designers, it's good for us to exhaust ideas just so that we know we've explored every avenue as possible. After we've generated a ton of ideas, this gives us the chance to narrow down the right concepts which relate to the project and the client's brief. People have different ways of doing things. For me, I send at least 5 different concepts, and this is 5 out of like the 40 or 50 logos that I've made. But like I say, you know, we have to explore all these different avenues just to make sure we have the right concepts that fit the brief. Right, so let's get into the fun part and start sketching some ideas. So I currently use an iPad, and the software I use to do all my sketches in is Procreate. What we have here, I've created a grid. You can actually download it. I've put it in the description below. I just find grids are really useful for building a nice overall structured logo. So make sure to download that. So the steps will be to have a grid layer and then a second layer, which will be the main sketch. So what we're going to do is we're going to just sketch out a standard letter form. I'm going to choose the letter H, and then we're going to create another layer which will be the tracing layer, and this is where we'll do all our concepts on. So I'm just going to use a standard pencil. You can follow along if you don't have an iPad. You can just use this grid, print it out and do your sort of main sketch like I'm doing now, and then use tracing paper to go over the top of. So we're just going to do a standard letter. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is just an overall sort of outline of what we're going to follow. So there we go, just a standard H. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the tracing layer and we're just going to change the colour. Just going to choose like a bright colour for the trace layer, so we just know what layer we're on. And then we're going to drop the opacity on the main sketch layer. Sorted. Right. So we've done all our inspiration, we found things that we like, and we're just going to take all those ideas and then implement it into our designs. So one thing to keep in mind is simplicity. I think keeping logos simple is the way forward, especially with like the digital age growing and stuff. You want your logo to work small as well as large scales. There's nothing worse than having a very detailed logo and then having it as your profile picture on Instagram, and it's like really sort of pixelated and not great. So just bear that in mind. So here we go, this is another concept. So we're just basically repeating the process. We draw one, we drag it aside, and then draw another one, and then drag that aside. And then you just build up a whole load of different concepts. And then at the end, you can just kind of decide, you know, what your favorite ones are and which relate to the project at hand best. So what I'm going to do is, in a minute, I'm just going to do this last one. I'm going to speed up the process and just get a ton of ideas down. So just be creative with it, you know. Just don't think about it. Just do whatever comes to mind. If it's rubbish, it's rubbish. You know, you don't have to use it. So there we go. That's 3 concepts done already. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag that aside and then speed up the process and see how many we can get done. Let's get into it. Right, so there we have it. We've generated around 30 concepts in just under almost an hour. I really hope this process helps you guys, you know, and helps with your logo creations, because I know it can be quite difficult sometimes coming up with ideas. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, click the like button, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe now. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys soon. Yeah, take it easy.